Next at 11, Portland is one step closer to becoming a Major League Baseball city. What we know tonight about two real estate offers from a group pushing for a baseball stadium in the Rose City.
It's just flying out the window. It's just the strangest thing ever.
A terrifying flight. An engine explodes, takes out a plane window, and a woman is nearly pulled into the air at 32,000 feet. Hear from the man who tried to save her. Plus,
at last, I get a chance to prove I'm more than just a pretty face.
The matriarch of an American political dynasty passes away. A look back at the life and legacy of Barbara Bush.
This is KGW News at 11.
Good evening. We start with another huge development in a local effort to bring Major League Baseball to Portland. Today, the group leading the push confirmed it has made two offers on land they hope to use for a ballpark. KGW's Catherine Cook is live in North Portland at one of the locations on the table. Catherine, big news.
Certainly is, Laurel. And right now we are at Portland Public Schools headquarters. The district confirms they have received an offer to buy the land. The school board will discuss the matter this Thursday at their meeting. Whether it's here or some other location in Portland, the possibility of a ballpark and a team coming here is only getting stronger. From Fly 8, a bird's eye view of two Portland parcels, one of which could be the future home of a Major League Baseball stadium. First, the ESCO industrial site in northwest Portland at 24th and Vaughn. At 24 acres, it sits near Montgomery Park with views of the Fremont Bridge. Next, there's this 13-acre parcel on North Dixon. Portland Public Schools headquarters is there now. It's close to I-5, walking distance from the Max and the Rose Quarter. On Tuesday, local management group The Diamond Project confirmed it's made formal, unsolicited offers on both sites. Its goal, build a 32,000-seat ballpark and mixed housing development. Outside the Moda Center, fans were excited for NBA playoffs and making a play for MLB.
I mean, I think it'd be a win, to be close to the Moda Center and just kind of bring it closer together and have one big, sports area.
I think Northwest would probably be better just because this area is already so congested, and it might be nice to have the one on the outskirts a little bit.
Somewhere close to the Max where you can get off easy and take transportation would be probably best.
The Portland Diamond Project is working with Populous Architects based in Kansas City. The firm has designed more than 20 MLB ballparks, including two new, smaller MLB stadiums, Target Field in Minneapolis and Marlins Park in Miami. No word on what Portland's hypothetical ballpark would look like, but the question is, if they build it,
so you could easily pack a stadium, I believe.
Will they come?
Baseball here would be great. I think it would be a win for the Northwest.
And once again, the stadium project would include mixed-use construction, including an apartment complex with up to 8,000 units, Laurel. It would definitely be the largest apartment complex in Portland by far. Back to you.
Boy, an impressive plan for sure. Thank you, Catherine. Well, this not so impressive. 0-2. It's not where the Blazers wanted to be after the first two games of the playoffs, but here we are. A rough loss to the Pelicans tonight means an uphill battle to move on to round two. Orlando Sanchez is live tonight at the Moda Center. Orlando, a tough night.
Oh, Laurel, that is spot on. The power of Rip City wasn't enough to push the Blazers to victory, and for a second straight game, they leave here with a loss. They worked so hard to gain home court advantage, and now it is gone, and they will try and do what the Pelicans have done to them. That's win on the road.
There's nothing like it.
It's crazy. I mean, the fans here.
The whole crowd is into it. Everything's awesome here. They're amazing. It's a totally different atmosphere.
Goosebumps before tip-off. The Moda Center seeing red. Playoff basketball in Rip City is for real. CJ McCollum had a rough start last game. That wasn't the case this time. He led the Blazers with 22 points. Shot for shot, it was another close one. 9 lead changes in the first half alone. Drew Holiday dropped 33 for the game. The Moda Center erupted when Maurice Harkless checked in. He's been out with a knee injury, and he gave Portland a lift. But the tides shifted in the third quarter, outscored 33-19. The Blazers trailed by as much as 11. Portland went into rally mode. Damian Lillard had a rough night shooting, but came through with big baskets. He finished with 17 points. The Blazers briefly took the lead, but when they needed a stop or a rebound, New Orleans came up big. Rajon Rondo was an assist away from a triple-double, and he sent fans packing with a dagger. The Blazers lose a second straight home game. Pelicans lead the series 2-0. Final count, 111-102.
We feel like we're capable of doing the same thing they did to us, to them. But I know I got to be much, much better in order for us to do that. And I know I'm built to bounce back.
We got to have the same mindset they had and go into their home court, compete, get second chance opportunities for ourselves, get loose balls. This is a must win. We got to go in there and take both of them.
Most Blazers fans left the arena tonight stunned, wondering what happened. Now down 0-2. Most experts believed that the Blazers would win this series. Now they've got to go on the road for another one against New Orleans. If there is a positive in all this come to mind, they were able to come back from a 2-0 deficit just 2 years ago against the LA Clippers. Reporting from the Moda Center, we'll send it back to you.
They've done it before. They can do it again. Thank you, Orlando. A deputy superintendent with the Beaverton Public Schools has resigned over a controversial retweet that many people called racist. Steve Phillips retweeted this tweet. It called for a ban on illegal aliens and said they are more dangerous than assault rifles and blamed them for thousands of deaths. Superintendent Don Grotting issued an apology last night, but many parents said that wasn't enough and called for Phillips to resign or be fired. This evening, Grotting announced he had accepted Phillips' resignation. Former First Lady Barbara Bush died today at the age of 92. Over the weekend, the wife to 41st President George H.W. Bush and mother of 43rd President George W. Bush announced she planned to stop medical treatment for a variety of health issues. NBC's Jay Gray takes a look back at her remarkable life in and out of the political arena.
She was the matriarch of an American political dynasty. Barbara Pierce Bush was the wife of the 41st president and mother of the 43rd. Another son served as governor of Florida and made his own run for the White House. Her quick wit and no-nonsense demeanor made Bush a popular first lady.
At last, I get a chance to prove I'm more than just a pretty face.
She was a force for a number of causes, including literacy, AIDS, and children's issues.
Did you like that story?
Driven in part by the loss of a daughter to leukemia. With her husband, Bush raised more than $1 billion for charity after leaving the White House.
My wife, Barbara, the Silver Fox.
Former President George H.W. Bush publicly referred to his wife, Barr, as the reason for his success. She was fiercely protective of and loyal to her family.
At the end of your life, you will never regret not having passed one more test, winning one more verdict, or not closing one more deal. You will regret time not spent with a husband, a child, a friend, or a parent.
She often joked that she had been lucky to marry so well, while friends and fans say it's the country that was lucky to have such a gracious and caring woman as First Lady, and in her later years, affectionately known as America's grandmother. Jay Gray, NBC News.
We're also hearing from one of Barbara Bush's best friends, Oregonian Antoinette Hatfield. She's the widow of former Oregon Senator Mark Hatfield. The two political wives became friends when Hatfield and George H.W. Bush were elected to Congress. Today, she talked about one of her favorite memories just after Bush was.
She called from the White House and said she was having a few of her friends over and would I join them for a movie. So the ladies joined for a movie and had a wonderful dinner and a beautiful table setting, and her flowers were always exquisite.
From an outpouring of support on social media to statements from fellow elected leaders, there's much more coverage on Barbara Bush's passing right now on KGW.com. Tonight we're learning more about what happened on a Southwest Airlines flight from New York to Dallas that blew an engine mid-air. Jennifer Reardon died after being partially sucked out of a window on the plane after its engine exploded and blew out her window. One of the people who helped pull her back into the plane after the explosion talked more tonight about what happened.
When we saw the window was gone, somebody saw the lady out the window, so just tried to get her back in, and wasn't strong enough. And a paramed, actually a fireman from Salina, Texas, jumped in there and helped, and between the two of us were able to get her back in.
The plane made an emergency landing in Philadelphia. 7 other people were treated for minor injuries. Southwest Airlines CEO Gary Kelly says the company will cooperate with the investigation and offered condolences to Reardon's family. This is the first fatal accident involving a U.S. airline since 2009. New tonight, Multnomah County and the city of Portland are expanding their needle drop box program, hoping to cut down on used needles ending up in public areas. 6 new syringe disposal boxes are being installed all across Portland. The program started in 2016 with 2 drop boxes on paths along the Willamette River. New drop boxes are being installed at a county building on the Central East Side and at fire stations in Lents and St. John's. More will be installed downtown and near popular public areas. Today was tax day, but some good news for procrastinators. The IRS is giving you an extra day to file your taxes. For most of the day, people trying to file their taxes on the IRS website were having some technical problems. Because so many people weren't able to finish filing, the deadline has been extended. You now have until the end of the day tomorrow to file. Coming up, the former stepfather of the children killed when their mom drove off a cliff speaks out what he had to say after hearing the news. Plus, the finest track and field facility in the world set to open in Eugene in 2020. The major upgrade Hayward Field is about to get after nearly a century.
And a live look over downtown from our Wells Fargo sky camera. We're 48 degrees last check at the airport. Little cloud cover out there right now. Ahead, the headlines, warming up and drying out, the warmest weather of the year in our 7-day forecast. More on that coming up after the break.